The wisdom of Sirach, also called Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. Chapter 1, verse 1. All wisdom cometh from Ahiah, and is with him forever. Who can number the sand of the sea, and the drops of rain, and the days of eternity? Who can find out the height of heaven, and the breadth of the earth, and the deep? And wisdom. Wisdom hath been created before all things, and understanding of prudence from everlasting. The word of Ahiah Most High is the fountain of wisdom, and her ways are everlasting commandments. To whom hath the root of wisdom been revealed, or who hath known her wise counsel? Unto whom hath the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest, and who hath understood her great experience? There is one wise and greatly to be feared, Ahiah sitting upon his throne. He created her, and saw her, and numbered her, and poured her out upon all his works. Verse 10. She is with all according to his gift, and hath given her to them that love him. The fear of Ahiah is honor, and glory, and gladness, and a crown of rejoicing. The fear of Ahiah maketh a merry heart, and giveth joy and gladness, and a long life. Whosoever feareth Ahiah, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. To fear Ahiah is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. She hath built an everlasting foundation with men, and she shall continue with their seed. To fear Ahiah is fullness of wisdom, and filleth men with her fruits. She filleth all the house with things desirable, and the garners with her increase. The fear of Ahiah is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are the gifts of Ahiah, and it enlargeth their rejoicing that love him. Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding, and exalteth them to honor that hold her fast. Verse 20. The root of wisdom is to fear Ahiah, and the branches thereof are long life. The fear of Ahiah driveth away sins, and where it is present it turneth away wrath. A furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. A patient man will bear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up upon him. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. If you desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and Ahiah shall give her unto thee. For the fear of Ahiah is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. Distrust not the fear of Ahiah when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart. Be not an hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what you speakest. Verse 30. Exalt not thyself, lest you fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so Ahiah discover thy secrets, and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to the fear of Ahiah, but thy heart is full of deceit. Chapter 2. My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, he will help you. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Most High, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Most High, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Most High hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in Ahiah and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For Ahiah is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Verse 13. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when Ahiah shall visit you? They that fear Ahiah will not disobey his words, and they that love him will keep his ways. They that fear Ahiah will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear Ahiah will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight, saying, We will fall into the hands of Ahiah, and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. Chapter 3. Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that you may be safe. For Ahiah hath given the father honor over the children, and hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. Whosoever honoreth his father, and maketh an atonement for his sins. And for he that honoreth his mother is as one that layeth up treasure. Whosoever honoreth his father shall have joy of his own children, and when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard. He that honoreth his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto Ahiah shall be a comfort to his mother. He that feareth Ahiah will honor his father, and will do service unto his parents as to his masters. Honor thy father and mother, both in word and deed, that a blessing may come upon thee from them. For the blessing of the father established the houses of the children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for thy father's dishonor is no glory unto thee. For the glory of a man is from the honor of his father, and a mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children. My son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. Verse 13. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not, when you are in your full strength, for the relieving of thy father shall not be forgotten, and instead of his sins it shall be added to build you up. In the day of thine affliction it shall be remembered. Thy sins also shall melt away as the ice in the fair warm weather. He that forsaketh his father is a blasphemer, and he that angereth his mother is cursed of Ahiah. My son, go on with thy business in meekness, and so shalt thou be loved of him that is approved. The greater you are, the more humble thyself, and you shall find favor before Ahiah. Many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Verse 20. For the power of Ahiah is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Seek not out things that are too hard for you, neither search the things that are above thy strength. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for you to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. Without eyes thou shalt want light. Profess not the knowledge, therefore, that thou hast not. A stubborn heart shall fare evil at the last, and he that loveth danger shall perish therein. An obstinate heart shall be laden with sorrow, and the wicked man shall heap sin upon sin. In the punishment of the proud there is no remedy, for the plant of wickedness hath taken root in him. The heart of the prudent will understand a parable, and an attentive ear is desire of a wise man. Verse 30. Water will quench a flaming fire, and alms maketh an atonement for sins. And he that requiteth good terms is mindful of that which may come hereafter, and when he falleth he shall find a stay. Chapter 4. My son, defraud not the poor of his living. Make not the needy eyes to wait long. Make not a hungry soul sorrowful. Neither provoke a man in his distress. Add not more trouble to an heart that is vexed, and defer not to give to him that is in need. Reject not the supplication of the afflicted, neither turn away your face from a poor man. Turn not away your eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse you. For if he curse you in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him. Get thyself the love of the congregation, and bow thy head to a great man. Let it not grieve you to bow down your ear to the poor, and give him a friendly answer with meekness. Deliver him that suffereth wrong from the hand of the oppressor. Be not faint-hearted when you sittest in judgment. Be as a father unto the fatherless, and instead of an husband unto their mother. So shall you be as the Son of the Most High, and he shall love thee more than thy mother does. Wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and wheresoever she entereth, a higher will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her a higher doth love. Verse 15. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. If a man committeth himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul, and try him by her laws. Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him, and give him over to his own ruin. Verse 20. Observe the opportunity, and beware of evil, and be not ashamed, when it concerneth your soul. For there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there is a shame which is glory and grace. Accept no person against thy soul, and let not the reverence of any man cause you to fall. And refrain not to speak, when there is occasion to do good, and hide not thy wisdom in her beauty. For by speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue. And no wise speak against the truth, but be abashed of the error of thine ignorance. Be not ashamed to confess thy sins, and force not the course of the river. Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man, neither accept the person of the mighty. Strive for the truth unto death, and the high shall fight for thee. Be not hasty in thy tongue, and in thy deeds slack and remiss. Be not as a lion in thy house, nor frantic among thy servants. Let not thy hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when thou shouldest repay.
Chapter 4. My son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. Make not a hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress. Add no more trouble to an heart that is vexed, and defer not to give to him that is in need. Reject not the supplication of the afflicted, neither turn away thy face from a poor man. Turn not away thine eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee. For if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him. Get thyself the love of the congregation, and bow thy head to a great man. Let it not grieve thee to bow down thine ear to the poor, and give him a friendly answer with meekness. Deliver him that suffereth wrong from the hand of the oppressor, and be not faint-hearted when you sittest in judgment. Be as a father unto the fatherless, and instead of an husband unto their mother. So shall you be as the Son of the Most High, and he shall love thee more than thy mother does. Wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and wheresoever she entereth, the Most High will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her the Master does love. Verse 15. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generations shall hold her in possession. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul, and try him by her laws. Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him, and give him over to his own ruin. Observe the opportunity, and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. For there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there is a shame which is glory and grace. Accept no person against thy soul, and let not the reverence of any man cause thee to fall. And refrain not to speak when there is occasion to do good, and hide not thy wisdom in her beauty. For by speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue. In no wise speak against the truth, but be abashed of the error of thine ignorance. Be not ashamed to confess your sins, and force not the course of the river. Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man, neither accept the person of the mighty. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Most High shall fight for you. Be not hasty in your tongue, and in your deeds slack and remiss. Be not as a lion in your house, nor frantic among your servants. Let not thine hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when you shouldest repay. Chapter 5. Set not your heart upon your goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not your own mind and your strength to walk in the ways of your heart. And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Most High will surely revenge your pride. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Most High is long-suffering, he will in no wise let you go. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin. And say not, his mercy is great, he will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners. Make no tarrying to turn to the Most High, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Most High come forth, and in thy security you shall be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance. Set not your heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit you in the day of calamity. Winnow not with every wind, and go not into every way, for so doeth the sinner that hath a double tongue. Be steadfast in thy understanding, and let thy word be the same. Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer. If you have understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay your hand upon your mouth. Honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of a man is his fall. Be not called a whisperer, and lie not in wait with your tongue. For a foul shame is upon the thief, and an evil condemnation upon the double tongue. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. Chapter 6. Instead of a friend, become not an enemy, for thereby you shall inherit an ill name, shame, and reproach. Even so shall a sinner that hath a double tongue. Extol not yourself in the counsel of your own heart, that your soul be not torn in pieces as a bull straying alone. You shall eat up your leaves and lose your fruit, and leave yourself as a dry tree. A wicked soul shall destroy him that hath it, and shall make him to be laughed to scorn of his enemies. Verse 5. Sweet language will multiply friends, and a fair-speaking tongue will increase kind greetings. Be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000. If you wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of your trouble. And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover your reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table, and will not continue in the day of your affliction. But in your prosperity he will be as yourself, and will be bold over your servants. If you be brought low, he will be against you, and will hide himself from your face. Separate yourself from your enemies, and take heed of your friends. A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found such an one hath found a treasure. Nothing doth countervail a faithful friend, and his excellency is invaluable. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Most High shall find him. Whoso feareth the Most High shall direct his friendship aright, for as he is, so shall his neighbor be also. My son, gather instruction from thy youth up, so shalt you find wisdom till your old age. Verse 19. Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth, and wait for her good fruits. For you shall not toil much in laboring about her, but you shall eat of her fruits right soon. She is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her. She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him ere it be long. For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. And put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Bow down thy shoulder, and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds. Come unto her with your whole heart, and keep her ways with all your power. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto you. And when you have got hold of her, let her not go. For at the last you shall find her rest, and that shall be turned to your joy. Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for you, and her chains a robe of glory. Verse 30. For there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple lace. You shall put her on as a robe of honor, and shall put her about you as a crown of joy. My son, if you will, you shall be taught, and if you will apply your mind, you shall be prudent. If you love to hear, you shall receive understanding, and if you bow your ear, you shall be wise. Stand in the multitude of the elders, and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape you. If you seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let your foot wear the steps of his door. Let your mind be upon the ordinances of the Most High, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish your heart and give you wisdom at your own desire. Chapter 7. Do no evil, so shall no harm come unto you. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from you. My son, sow not upon the furrows of unrighteousness, and you shall not reap them sevenfold. Seek not of the Most High preeminence, neither of the king the seat of honor. Justify not yourself before the Most High, and boast not of your wisdom before the king. Seek not to be judged, being not able to take away iniquity, lest at any time you fear the person of the mighty, and lay a stumbling block in the way of your uprightness. Offend not against the multitude of a city, and then you shall not cast yourself down among the people. Bind not one sin upon another, for in one you shall not be unpunished. Say not, the Most High will look upon the multitude of my oblations, and when I offer to the Most High Almighty, he will accept it. Be not faint-hearted when you makest your prayer, and neglect not to give alms. Laugh no man to scorn in the bitterness of his soul, for there is one which humbleth and exalteth. Devise not a lie against your brother, neither do the like to your friend. Use not to make any manner of lie, for the custom thereof is not good. Use not many words in a multitude of elders, and make not much babbling when you prayest. Hate not laborious work, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained. Number not yourself among the multitude of sinners, but remember that wrath will not tarry long. Humble your soul greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms. Verse 18. Change not a friend for any good by no means, neither a faithful brother for the gold of Ophir. Forego not a wise and good woman, for her grace is above gold. Whereas your servant worketh truly, entreat him not evil, nor the hireling that bestoweth himself wholly for you. Let your soul love a good servant, and defraud him not of liberty. Have you cattle? Have an eye to them, and if they be for your profit, keep them with you. Have you children? Instruct them, and bow down their neck from their youth. Have you daughters? Have a care of their body, and show not yourself cheerful toward them. Marry your daughter, and so shall you have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding. Have you a wife after your mind? Forsake her not, but give not yourself over to a light woman. Honor your father with your whole heart, and forget not the sorrows of your mother. Remember that you was begotten of them, and how can you recompense them the things that they have done for you? Verse 29. Fear the Most High with all your soul, and reverence his priests. Love him that made you with all your strength, and forsake not his ministers. Fear the Most High, and honor the priest, and give him his portion, as it is commanded you, the first fruits, and the trespass offering, and the gift of your shoulders, and the sacrifice of sanctification, and the first fruits of the holy things. And stretch your hand unto the poor, that your blessing may be perfected. A gift hath grace in the sight of every man living, and for the dead detain it not. Fail not to be with them that weep, and mourn with them that mourn. Be not slow to visit the sick, for that shall make thee to be beloved. Whatsoever you takest in hand, remember the end, and you shall never do amiss. Chapter 8. Strive not with a mighty man, lest you fall into his hands. Be not at variance with a rich man, lest he overweigh you. For gold hath destroyed many, and perverted the hearts of kings. Strive not with a man that is full of tongue, and heap not wood upon his fire. Jest not with a rude man, lest your ancestors be disgraced. Reproach not a man that turneth from sin, but remember that we are all worthy of punishment. Dishonor not a man in his old age, for even some of us wax old. Rejoice not over your greatest enemy being dead, but remember that we die all. Despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquaint yourself with their proverbs. For of them you shall learn instruction, and how to serve great men with ease. Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers, and of them you shall learn understanding, and to give answer as need requireth. Verse 10. Kindle not the coals of a sinner, lest you be burnt with the flame of his fire. Rise not up in anger at the presence of an injurious person, lest he lie in wait to entrap you in your words. Lend not unto him that is mightier than yourself, for if you lendest him, count it but lost. Be not surety above your power, for if you be surety, take care to pay it. Go not to law with a judge, for they will judge for him according to his honor. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto you, for he will do according to his own will, and you shall perish with him through his folly. Strive not with an angry man, and go not with him into a solitary place. For blood is as nothing in his sight, and where there is no help he will overthrow you. Consult not with a fool, for he cannot keep counsel. Do no secret thing before a stranger, for you knowest not what he will bring forth. Open not your heart to every man, lest he requite thee with a shrewd turn. Chapter 9. Be not jealous over the wife of your bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against yourself. Give not your soul unto a woman to set her foot upon your substance. Meet not with an harlot, lest you fall into her snares. Use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest you be taken with her attempts. Gaze not on a maid, that you fall not by those things that are precious in her. Give not your soul unto harlots, that you lose not your inheritance. Look not round about you in the streets of the city, neither wander you in the solitary places thereof. Turn away your eye from a beautiful woman, and look not upon another's beauty. For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for herewith love is kindled as a fire. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in your arms, and spend not your money with her at the wine, lest your heart incline unto her, and so through your desire you fall into destruction. Verse 10. Forsake not an old friend, for the new is not comparable to him. A new friend is as new wine. When it is old, you shall drink it with pleasure. Envy not the glory of a sinner, for you knowest not what shall be his end. Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in, but remember they shall not go unpunished into their grave. Keep you far from the man that hath power to kill, so shall you not doubt the fear of death. And if you come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away your life presently. Remember that you goest in the midst of snares, and that you walkest upon the battlements of the city. As near as you can, guess at your neighbor, and consult with the wise. Let your talk be with the wise, and all your communication in the law of the Most High. And let just men eat and drink with you, and let your glorying be in the fear of the Most High. For the hand of the artificer the work shall be commended, and the wise ruler of the people for his speech. A man of an ill tongue is dangerous in his city, and he that is rash in his talk shall be hated. Chapter 10. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Most High, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. In the hand of the Most High is the posterity of man, and upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. Bear not hatred to your neighbor for every wrong, and do nothing at all by injurious practices. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both does one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul to sell. Because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king tomorrow shall die. Verse 11. For when a man is dead, he shall inherit creeping things, beasts, and worms. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Most High brought upon them strange calamities, and overthrew them utterly. The Most High hath cast down the thrones of proud princes, and set up the meek in their stead. The Most High hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations, and planted the lowly in their place. The Most High hath overthrown the countries of the heathen, and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. He took some of them away and destroyed them, and hath made their memorial to cease from the earth. Pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman. They that fear the Most High are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant. They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. Verse 20. Among brethren he that is chief is honorable, so are they that fear the Most High in his eyes. The fear of the Most High goeth before the obtaining of authority, but roughness and pride is the losing thereof. Whether he be rich, noble, or poor, their glory is the fear of the Most High. It is not meet to despise the poor man that hath understanding, neither is it convenient to magnify a sinful man. Great men and judges and potentates shall be honored, yet is there none of them greater than he that feareth the Most High. Verse 25. Unto the servant that is wise shall they that are free do service, and he that hath knowledge will not grudge when he is reformed. Be not overwise in doing your business, and boast not yourself in the time of your distress. Better is he that laboureth and aboundeth in all things, than he that boasteth himself and wanteth bread. My son, glorify your soul in meekness, and give it honour according to the dignity thereof. Who will justify him that sinneth against his own soul? And who will honour him that dishonoureth his own life? The poor man is honoured for his skill, and the rich man is honoured for his riches. He that is honoured in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonourable in riches, how much more in poverty? Chapter 11. Wisdom lifteth up the head of him that is of low degree, and maketh him to sit among great men. Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance. The bee is little among such as fly, but her fruit is the chief of sweet things. Boast not of your clothing and raiment, and exalt not yourself in the day of honor. For the works of the Most High are wonderful, and his works among men are hidden. Many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of hath worn the crown. Many mighty men have been greatly disgraced, and the honorable delivered into other men's hands. Blame not before you have examined the truth. Understand first, and then rebuke. Answer not before you have heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the middle of their talk. Strive not in a matter that concerneth you not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. My son, meddle not with many matters, for if you meddle much, you shall not be innocent. And if you follow after, you shall not obtain, neither shall you escape by fleeing. Verse 11. There is one that laboureth, and taketh pains, and maketh haste, and is so much the more behind. Again, there is another that is slow, and hath need of help, wanting ability, and full of poverty. Yet the eye of the Most High looked upon him for good, and set him up from his low estate, and lifted up his head from misery, so that many that saw it marveled at him. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Most High. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Most High. Love and the way of good works are from him. Error and darkness had their beginning together with sinners, and evil shall wax old with them that glory therein. The gift of the Most High remaineth with the godly, and his favor bringeth prosperity forever. There is that waxeth rich by his weariness and pinching, and this is the portion of his reward. Whereas he saith, I have found rest, and now will eat continually of my goods. And yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him, and that he must leave those things to others and die. Verse 20. Be steadfast in your covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in your work. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Most High, and abide in your labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Most High on the sudden to make a poor man rich. The blessing of the Most High is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessing to flourish. Say not, what profit is there of my service, and what good thing shall I have hereafter? Again say not, I have enough, and possess many things, and what evil can come to me hereafter? In the day of prosperity there is a forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction there is no more remembrance of prosperity. For it is an easy thing unto the Most High in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and in his end his deeds shall be discovered. Judge none blessed before his death, for a man shall be known in his children. Bring not every man into your house, for the deceitful man hath many trains. Verse 30. Like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud. And like as a spy watcheth he for your fall. For he lieth in wait, and turneth good into evil, and in things worthy praise will lay blame upon you. Of a spark of fire a heap of coals is kindled, and a sinful man layeth wait for blood. Take heed of a mischievous man, for he worketh wickedness, lest he bring upon you a perpetual blot. Receive a stranger into your house, and he will disturb you, and turn you out of your own. Chapter 12. When you will do good, know to whom you do it, so shall you be thanked for your benefits. Do good to the godly man, and you shall find a recompense, and if not from him, yet from the Most High. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. Give to the godly man, and help not a sinner. Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly. Hold back your bread, and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster you thereby. For else you shall receive twice as much evil for all the good you shall have done unto him. For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. Give unto the good, and help not the sinner. A friend cannot be known in posterity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. In the prosperity of a man enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity even a friend will depart. Verse 10. Never trust your enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And you shall be unto him as if you had wiped a looking glass, and you shall know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by you, lest when he hath overthrown you, he stand up in your place. Neither let him sit at your right hand, lest he seek to take your seat. And you at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come near wild beasts? So one that goeth to a sinner, and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with you, but if you begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw you into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon you, you shall find him there first, and though he pretend to help you, yet shall he undermine you. He will shake his head, and clap his hands, and whisper much, and change his countenance. Chapter 13. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that has fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. Burden not yourself above your power while you live, and have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than yourself. For how agree the kettle and the earthen pot together? For if the one be smitten against the other, it shall be broken. The rich man has done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wronged, and he must entreat also. If you be for his profit, he will use you. But if you have nothing, he will forsake you. If you have anything, he will live with you. Yea, he will make you bear, and will not be sorry for it. If he have need of you, he will deceive you, and smile upon you, and put you in hope. He will speak you fair, and say, What wantest you? And he will shame you by his meats, until he have drawn you dry twice or thrice, and at the last he will laugh you to scorn. Afterward, when he sees you, he will forsake you and shake his head at you. Beware that you be not deceived and brought down in thy jollity. If you be invited of a mighty man, withdraw yourself, and so much the more will he invite you. Verse 10. Press you not upon him, lest you be put back. Stand not far off, lest you be forgotten. Affect not to be made equal unto him in talk, and believe not his many words. For with much communication will he tempt you, and smiling upon you will get out your secrets. But cruelly he will lay up your words, and will not spare to do you hurt, and to put you in prison. Observe and take good heed, for you walkest in peril of your overthrowing. When you hearest these things, awake in your sleep. Love the Most High all your life, and call upon him for your salvation. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. What fellowship hath the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. Verse 20. As the proud hate humility, so does the rich abhor the poor. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust also away by his friends. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely, and could have no place. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he says. They extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, What fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. Riches are good unto him that hath no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. The heart of a man changeth his countenance, whether it be for good or evil, and a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance. A cheerful countenance is a token of a heart that is in prosperity, and the finding out of parables is a wearisome labor of the mind. Chapter 14. Blessed is the man that hath not slipped with his mouth, and is not pricked with the multitude of his sins. Blessed is he whose conscience has not condemned him, and who is not fallen from his hope in the Most High. Riches are not comely for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money? He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul gathereth for others, that shall spend his goods riotously. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he does good, he does it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. The envious man hath a wicked eye, he turneth away his face, and despiseth men. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul. A wicked eye envieth his bread, and he is a niggard at his table. My son, according to your ability, do good to yourself, and give the Most High his due offering. Remember that death will not be long in coming, and that the covenant of the grave is not showed unto you. Verse 13. Do good unto your friend before you die, and according to your ability stretch out your hand and give to him. Defraud not yourself of the good day, and let not the part of a good desire overpass you. Shall you not leave your travails unto another, and your labors to be divided by lot? Give and take and sanctify your soul, for there is no seeking of dainties in the grave. All flesh waxeth old as a garment, for the covenant from the beginning is, you shall die the death. As of the green leaves on a thick tree, some fall and some grow. So is the generation of flesh and blood. One cometh to an end, and another is born. Every work rotteth and consumeth away, and the worker thereof shall go withal. Verse 20. Blessed is the man that does meditate good things in wisdom, and that reasoneth of holy things by his understanding. He that considereth her ways in his heart shall also have understanding in her secrets. Go after her as one that traceth, and lie in wait in her ways. He that prieth in at her windows shall also hearken at her doors. He that does lodge near her house shall also fasten a pin in her walls. He shall pitch his tent near unto her, and shall lodge in a lodging where good things are. He shall set his children under her shelter, and shall lodge under her branches. By her he shall be covered from heat, and in her glory shall he dwell. Chapter 15. He that feareth the Most High will do good, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her. And as a mother shall meet him, and receive him as a wife married of a virgin. With the bread of understanding shall she feed him, and give him the water of wisdom to drink. He shall be stayed upon her, and shall not be moved, and shall rely upon her, and shall not be confounded. She shall exalt him above his neighbors, and in the midst of the congregation shall she open his mouth. He shall find joy and a crown of gladness, and she shall cause him to inherit an everlasting name. But foolish men shall not attain unto her, and sinners shall not see her. For she is far from pride, and men that are liars cannot remember her. Praise is not seemly in the mouth of a sinner, for it was not sent him of the Most High. Verse 10. For praise shall be uttered in wisdom, and the Most High will prosper it. Say not you, it is through the Most High that I fell away, for you oughtest not to do the things that he hateth. Say not you, he hath caused me to err, for he hath no need of the sinful man. The Most High hateth all abomination, and they that fear the Most High love it not. He himself made man from the beginning, and left him in the hand of his counsel. If you will, to keep the commandments and to perform acceptable faithfulness, he hath set fire and water before you. Stretch forth your hand unto whether you will. Before man is life and death, and whether him liketh shall be given him. For the wisdom of the Most High is great, and he is mighty in power, and beholdeth all things. And his eyes are upon them that fear him, and he knoweth every work of man. He hath commanded no man to do wickedly, neither hath he given any man license to sin. Chapter 16. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Most High be with them. Trust not you in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is better than 1,000, and better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. For by one that hath understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate. Many such things I have seen with mine eyes, and my ear hath heard greater things than these. In the congregation of the ungodly shall a fire be kindled, and in a rebellious nation wrath is set on fire. He was not pacified toward the old giants who fell away in the strength of their foolishness. Neither spared he the place where Lot sojourned, but abhorred them for their pride. He pitied not the people of perdition who were taken away in their sins, nor the 600,000 footmen who were gathered together in the hardness of their hearts. And if there be one stiff-necked among the people, it is a marvel if he escape unpunished. For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure. As his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judgeth a man according to his works. The sinner shall not escape with his spoils, and the patience of the godly shall not be frustrate. Make way for every work of mercy, for every man shall find according to his works. The Most High hardened Pharaoh, that he should not know him, that his powerful works might be known to the world. His mercy is manifest to every creature, and he hath separated his light from the darkness with an adamant. Say not you, I will hide myself from the Most High. Shall any remember me from above? I shall not be remembered among so many people. For what is my soul among such an infinite number of creatures? Behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens, the deep and the earth, and all that therein is, shall be moved when he shall visit. The mountains also and foundations of the earth shall be shaken with trembling when the Most High looketh upon them. Verse 20. No heart can think upon these things worthily, and who is able to conceive his ways? It is a tempest which no man can see, for the most part of his works are hid. Who can declare the works of his justice, or who can endure them? For his covenant is afar off, and the trial of all things is in the end. He that wanteth understanding will think upon vain things, and a foolish man erring imagineth follies. My son, hearken unto me, and learn knowledge, and mark my words with your heart. I will show forth doctrine in weight, and declare his knowledge exactly. The works of the Most High are done in judgment from the beginning, and from the time he made them he disposed the parts thereof. He garnished his works forever, and in his hand are the chief of them unto all generations. They neither labor nor are weary, nor cease from their works. None of them hindereth another, and they shall never disobey his word. After this the Most High looked upon the earth, and filled it with his blessings. With all manner of living things hath he covered the face thereof, and they shall return into it again. Chapter 17. The Most High created man of the earth, and turned him into it again. He gave them few days in a short time, and power also over the things therein. He endued them with strength by themselves, and made them according to his image, and put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over beasts and fowls. They received the use of the 5 operations of the Most High, and in the 6th place he imparted them understanding, and in the 7th speech, an interpreter of the cogitations thereof. Counsel and a tongue, and eyes and ears, and a heart gave he them to understand. Withal he filled them with the knowledge of understanding, and showed them good and evil. He sat his eye upon their hearts, that he might show them the greatness of his works. He gave them to glory in his marvelous acts forever, that they might declare his works with understanding. And the elect shall praise his holy name. Beside this he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage. He made an everlasting covenant with them, and showed them his judgments. Verse 13. Their eyes saw the majesty of his glory, and their ears heard his glorious voice. And he said unto them, Beware of all unrighteousness. And he gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor. Their ways are ever before him, and shall not be hid from his eyes. Every man from his youth is given to evil, neither could they make to themselves fleshy hearts for stony. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Most High's portion, whom, being his firstborn, he nourisheth with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, does not forsake him. Therefore all their works are as the sun before him, and his eyes are continually upon their ways. None of their unrighteous deeds are hid from him, but all their sins are before the Most High. But the Most High, being gracious and knowing his workmanship, neither left nor forsook them, but spared them. Verse 22. The alms of a man is a signet with him, and he will keep the good deeds of man as the apple of the eye, and give repentance to his sons and daughters. Afterwards he will rise up and reward them, and render their recompense upon their heads. But unto them that repent, he granted them return, and comforted those that failed in patience. Return unto the Most High, and forsake your sins. Make your prayer before his face, and offend less. Turn again to the Most High, and turn away from iniquity. For he will lead you out of darkness into the light of health, and hate you abomination vehemently. Who shall praise the Most High in the grave, instead of them which live and give thanks? Thanksgiving perisheth from the dead, as from one that is not. The living and sound in heart shall praise the Most High. How great is the loving kindness of the Most High, our power, and his compassion unto such as turn into him in holiness. Verse 30. For all things cannot be in men, because the Son of Man is not immortal. What is brighter than the sun, yet the light thereof faileth, and flesh and blood will imagine evil. He vieweth the power of the height of heaven, and all men are but earth and ashes. Chapter 18. He that liveth forever created all things in general. The Most High only is righteous, and there is none other but he. Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will, for he is the King of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane. To whom hath he given power to declare his works, and who shall find out his noble acts? Who shall number the strength of his majesty, and who shall also tell out his mercies? As for the wondrous works of the Most High, there may nothing be taken from them, neither may anything be put unto them, neither can the ground of them be found out. When a man has done, then he beginneth, and when he leaveth off, then he shall be doubtful. What is man, and whereto serveth he? What is his good, and what is his evil? The number of a man's days at the most are 100 years. As a drop of water unto the sea, and a gravel stone in comparison of the sand, so are 1,000 years to the days of eternity. Therefore is the Most High patient with them, and poureth forth his mercy upon them. Verse 12. He saw and perceived their end to be evil, therefore he multiplied his compassion. The mercy of man is toward his neighbor, but the mercy of the Most High is upon all flesh. He reproveth and nurtureth, and teacheth, and bringeth again as a shepherd his flock. He hath mercy on them that receive discipline, and that diligently seek after his judgments. My son, blemish not your good deeds, neither use uncomfortable words when you givest anything. Shall not the dew assuage the heat? So is a word better than a gift. Lo, is not a word better than a gift? But both are with a gracious man. A fool will upbraid churlishly, and a gift of the envious consumeth the eyes. Learn before you speak, and use physique, or ever you be sick. Verse 20. Before judgment examine yourself, and in the day of visitation you shall find mercy. Humble yourself before you be sick, and in the time of sins show repentance. Let nothing hinder you to pay your vow in due time, and defer not until death to be justified. Before you prayest, prepare yourself, and be not as one that tempteth the Most High. Think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and the time of vengeance, when he shall turn away his face. When you have enough, remember the time of hunger, and when you are rich, think upon poverty and need. From the morning until the evening the time is changed, and all things are soon done before the Most High. A wise man will fear in everything, and in the day of sinning he will beware of offense, but a fool will not observe time. Every man of understanding knoweth wisdom, and will give praise unto him that found her. They that were of understanding in sayings became also wise themselves, and poured forth exquisite parables. Verse 30. Go not after your lusts, but refrain yourself from your appetites. If you givest your soul the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughingstock to your enemies that malign you. Take not pleasure in much good cheer, neither be tied to the expense thereof. Be not made a beggar by banqueting upon borrowing, when you have nothing in your purse, for you shall lie in wait for your own life, and be talked on. Chapter 19. A laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich, and he that contemneth small things shall fall by little and little. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away, and he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent. Moths and worms shall have him to heritage, and a bold man shall be taken away. He that is hasty to give credit is light-minded, and he that sinneth shall offend against his own soul. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned, but he that resisteth pleasures crowneth his life. He that can rule his tongue shall live without strife, and he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. Rehearse not unto another that which is told unto you, and you shall fare never the worse. Whether it be to friend or foe, talk not of other men's lives, and if you canst without offense, reveal them not. For he heard and observed you, and when your time cometh, he will hate you. If you has heard a word, let it die with you, and be bold, it will not burst you. Verse 11. A fool travaileth with a word as a woman in labor of a child. As an arrow that sticketh in a man's thigh, so is a word within a fool's belly. Admonish a friend, it may be he hath not done it, and if he have done it, that he do it no more. Admonish your friend, it may be he hath not said it, and if he have, that he speak it not again. Admonish a friend, for many times it is a slander, and believe not every tale. There is one that slippeth in his speech, but not from his heart. And who is he that hath not offended with his tongue? Admonish your neighbor before you threaten him, and not being angry give place to the law of the Most High. The fear of the Most High is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love. The knowledge of the commandments of the Most High is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. Verse 20. The fear of the Most High is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law, and the knowledge of his omnipotency. If a servant say to his master, I will not do as it pleaseth you, though afterward he do it, he angereth him that nourisheth him. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. There is a wickedness, and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom. He that has small understanding and feareth the Most High is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High. There is an exquisite subtlety, and the same is unjust, and there is one that turneth aside to make judgment appear, and there is a wise man that justifieth in judgment. There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit, casting down his countenance, and making as if he heard not. Where he is not known, he will do thee a mischief before you be aware. And if for want of power he be hindered from sinning, yet when he findeth opportunity, he will do evil. A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when you meetest him. A man's attire and excessive laughter and gait show what he is. Chapter 20. There is a reproof that is not comely. Again, some man holdeth his tongue, and he is wise. It is much better to reprove than to be angry secretly, and he that confesseth his fault shall be preserved from hurt. How good is it when you are reproved to show repentance, for so shall you escape wilful sin. As is the lust of an eunuch to deflower a virgin, so is he that executeth judgment with violence. There is one that keepeth silence, and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful. Some man holdeth his tongue because he hath not to answer, and some keepeth silence, knowing his time. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. He that useth many words shall be abhorred, and he that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated. There is a sinner that hath good success in evil things, and there is a gain that turneth to loss. Verse 10. There is a gift that shall not profit you, and there is a gift whose recompense is double. There is an abasement because of glory, and there is that lifteth up his head from a low estate. There is that buyeth much for a little, and repayeth it sevenfold. A wise man by his words maketh himself beloved, but the graces of fools shall be poured out. The gift of a fool shall do you no good when you have it, neither yet of the envious for his necessity. For he looketh to receive many things for one. He giveth little, and upbraideth much. He openeth his mouth like a crier. Today he lendeth, and tomorrow will he ask again. Such as one is to be hated of the Most High and man. The fool says, I have no friends, I have no thank for all my good deeds, and they that eat my bread speak evil of me. How oft and of how many shall he be laughed to scorn? For he knoweth not aright what it is to have, and it is all one unto him as if he had it not. To slip upon a pavement is better than to slip with the tongue, so the fall of the wicked shall come speedily. An unseasonable tale will always be in the mouth of the unwise. Verse 20. A wise sentence shall be rejected when it cometh out of a fool's mouth, for he will not speak it in due season. There is that is hindered from sinning through want, and when he taketh rest, he shall not be troubled. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting of persons overthroweth himself. There is that for bashfulness promiseth to his friend, and maketh him his enemy for nothing. A lie is a foul blot in a man, yet it is continually in the mouth of the untaught. A thief is better than a man that is accustomed to lie, but they both shall have destruction to heritage. The disposition of a liar is dishonorable, and his shame is ever with him. A wise man shall promote himself to honor with his words, and he that hath understanding will please great men. He that tilleth his land shall increase his heap, and he that pleaseth great men shall get pardon for iniquity. Presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise, and stop up his mouth that he cannot reprove. Verse 30. Wisdom that is hid, and treasure that is hoarded up, what profit is in them both? Better is he that hideth his folly than a man that hideth his wisdom. Necessary patience in seeking the Most High is better than he that leadeth his life without a guide. Chapter 21. My son, have you sinned? Do so no more, but ask pardon for your former sins. Flee from sin as from the face of a serpent, for if you comest too near to it, it will bite you. The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men. All iniquity is a two-edged sword, the wounds whereof cannot be healed. To terrify and do wrong will waste riches, thus the house of proud men shall be made desolate. A prayer out of a poor man's mouth reaches to the ears of the Most High, and his judgment cometh speedily. He that hateth to be reproved is in the way of sinners, but he that feareth the Most High will repent from his heart. An eloquent man is known far and near, but a man of understanding knoweth when he slippeth. He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial. The congregation of the wicked is like tow wrapped together, and the end of them is a flame of fire to destroy them. Verse 10. The way of sinners is made plain with stones, but at the end thereof is the pit of hell. He that keepeth the law of the Most High getteth the understanding thereof, and the perfection of the fear of the Most High is wisdom. He that is not wise will not be taught, but there is a wisdom which multiplieth bitterness. The knowledge of a wise man shall abound like a flood, and his counsel is like a pure fountain of life. The inner parts of a fool are like a broken vessel, and he will hold no knowledge as long as he liveth. If a skillful man hear a wise word, he will commend it and add unto it. But as soon as one of no understanding heareth it, it displeaseth him, and he casteth it behind his back. The talking of a fool is like a burden in the way, but grace shall be found in the lips of the wise. They inquire at the mouth of the wise man in the congregation, and they shall ponder his words in their heart. As is a house that is destroyed, so is wisdom to a fool, and the knowledge of the unwise is as talk without sense. Doctrine unto fools is as fetters on the feet, and like manacles on the right hand. A fool lifteth up his voice with laughter, but a wise man does scarce smile a little. Verse 21. Learning is unto a wise man as an ornament of gold, and like a bracelet upon his right arm. A foolish man's foot is soon in his neighbor's house, but a man of experience is ashamed of him. A fool will peep in at the door into the house, but he that is well nurtured will stand without. It is the rudeness of a man to hearken at the door, but a wise man will be grieved with the disgrace. The lips of talkers will be telling such things as pertain not unto them, but the words of such as have understanding are weighed in the balance. The heart of fools is in their mouth, but the mouth of the wise is in their heart. When the ungodly curseth Satan, he curseth his own soul. A whisperer defileth his own soul, and is hated wheresoever he dwelleth.